Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I thought we could recap the race that just happened at Bristol Motor Speedway. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. And like I said in my baseball video, always make sure to remember to check my comment section before a race starts or a game starts because Kevin Harvick ended up going to the rear. So I said to fade Harvick and had to enjoy Logano as a play instead of him. And Logano ended up being one of the best plays. And it actually worked out very well because I was actually fortunate enough to get the winning lineup in the big $3 contest. So I thought we'd go over the winning lineup as well. All guys that were in the cheat sheet. So anyway, before we continue, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate that. Thought we'd go over the winning lineup, and then I'll go over the cheat sheet and who hit and miss. So for the winning lineup, I had Ryan Blaney. He was one of my favorite plays this week. He led the most laps out of anyone. How many laps did he lead? Yeah, 158 laps. He got -1 place differential, but obviously that didn't matter. 35 fastest laps. He had a really good car. I thought he was going to win for a while, but always seemed to fade a little bit to Logano. Logano just had the best car today. He had 146 laps led, right behind Blaney. The two Penske cars looked really good. He had 4 place differential and 71 fast laps. And once Harvick was announced going to the rear, Logano was pretty similar in price, and he always got a good car. So I just made the switch to Logano and ended up working out really well. He's only 15% owned, so that was really nice. Clint Bowyer, he finished 7th. He looked like he had a winning car as well. He's 23% owned, got 60 points, 1 place differential, 24 laps led, 32 fastest laps. I really thought he was going to win. He actually probably almost had the win locked up, but he ended up hitting the wall, and then he got a caution, and then he restart like 17th, but he clawed his way back and got a top 10. Even finished a little bit higher than where he started, so Bowyer was a fantastic play. Matthew DiBenedetto, he was probably one of my favorite cheaper guys. I know he wasn't that cheap, about 6,700, but his car translated to what he did in practice. In practice, he showed he had a top 12, top 10 car, and he got a 12th place. Got -9 place differential, so he ended up being really good. He was in the top 10 for a good portion of the race. Ty Dillon, he keeps surprising me. He's having a pretty good year. He even won stage 1 again with Clint Bowyer. They were like neck and neck the whole time, but he got 40 points, and he ended up being a really nice play. We already went over Logano, and then Daniel Suarez. He kind of came back from the dead at the end of the race. He was in top 10, and then I believe he had something wrong with his wheel, and then he had to make an extra pit stop. Then he got a lap down. Then he had a penalty. Then he got in the lead lap all of a sudden, and then he got a top 10. So he ended up being an awesome play, 51 points. Picked up a couple fastest laps, but So this lineup actually got first in the big $3. So if any of you guys had this, I hope you did, and if you did, congratulations. And I hope you guys had a lot of success this week as well. So now I want to go over the cheat sheet plays. If I can get that. There we go. Okay, so for the Dominators, we had Chase Elliott, and that did not work out well. Because he led, the first 38 laps, something like that. And then he ended up getting spun out. I mean, he looked pretty good. He was kind of pulling away a little bit. So I thought he would have been a really good play, but he ended up getting spun out, and then he had to keep fighting his way back from the back of the lead lap pack the whole time. So he ended up not having the best race. I think he finished 11th. He was running top 8 most of the race, but just ran into some troubles and some bad luck. Ryan Blaney, we went over him. He was fantastic today. He had like one of the top 3 cars today. Just did great. Kevin Harvick, we crossed him out. We replaced him with Logano. We already went over Logano. Logano did great. And Kyle Busch, he actually won the race. He didn't lead as many laps as the other guys, but won the race with missing a whole bumper, so he got some nice place differential points. I don't know how many DraftKings points he scored, but it had to be good if he won. Probably about 70-ish. I'm not sure off the top of my head. So he did good, and Kyle Larson I faded off of throughout the week just because I like the other guys more, and he was really bad in practice. So I didn't actually end up playing any Logano after it was all said and done. And he ran into a lot of bad luck too. He got in a couple wrecks, and he finished 19th. So he didn't have a good performance, but I had it on the sheet, so it's going to be a loss. Place differential, Kurt Busch. For place differential, he did really good. He finished 2nd place, actually, right behind his brother Kyle. So that was the best place differential play. He just didn't lead any laps, which was why I was just a little bit lower on him compared to like Ryan Blaney at the same price point because he didn't have that Dominator upside. But, I mean, he did great. He started 27th and finished 2nd, so can't ask for much more out of place differential, guys. Stenhouse, this was the big dud of the week. I loved him this week. I thought he was a fantastic play. He has great history here. Then on lap 3, he ended up getting clipped, and it ruined his race. At one point, he was driving with his hood in his windshield, and I don't know, that looked dangerous. So then he was like 100 laps down at one point, and then he kind of just quit. So That was the big L there. Martin Truex, he was looking good. He was looking good for a while actually. I know he's in second place at one point, but then he ended up I forget what happened. He got a penalty, I think, and then he had to make an extra pit stop. Oh yeah, that's right. Before the stage ended, with about a couple laps left, his car was dying out, and he had to make an extra pit stop, and that really ruined his race because then he got like 2 laps down, and then he finished at 17. So I mean, not what you're looking for at a Truex, starting 23rd. Alex Bowman, I don't remember where he finished. 23rd. That was a bad play. I actually didn't have much Alex Bowman really at all, just because of how I was making my lineups, but I did think he was a good play, but just ended up not working out very well for him. Ran into some trouble. And Matthew DiBenedetto, we went over him. He was a fantastic play, one of the best plays on the board. Daniel Suarez, just like DiBenedetto, absolutely awesome. Got a top 10. For the cheapos, Ross Chastain, he finished 29th, starting 37, so that was very nice. Got over 20 points, so chalk that up as a W. Ty Dillon, we went over him. He was in the winning lineup. He did very well again. He got about over 40 points. Then Ryan Preece, he actually was the guy who wrecked into Kyle Busch early in the race. Oh, I didn't mention Kyle Busch won the race, and he was involved in a wreck very early on in the race, so he really came back and showed he had a really strong car. But Ryan Preece got 5 positive place differential. So I don't know if you're going to call that a win or not. He did okay. He didn't hurt your lineup, but it wasn't anything special. And then we have Chris Buescher. He did a lot better than when he finished. He was in the top 5 for and he was in the top 10 pretty much the whole race, but he was in the top 5 for a good part of this. And then near the end of the race with 15 laps left, he just started fading, and then he had a pit, and then he ended up finishing 22nd. But he raced way better than when he finished. So if you played him, don't feel bad, because that was a really good play. Just had some really bad luck at the end. And then Matt Tifft, he finished 27th and he started 29th. So, I mean, hey, he's 5,500. What are you going to do? Clint Boyer for GPP, he did awesome. He could have did a lot better. He could have won the race, I think, but he still did fine. Got 60 points. Eric Jones, big dud there. He looked good at the beginning, and then he ran into some trouble, which put him 2 laps down. And then he made it back onto the lead lap at one point, and then he had some more trouble and had to pit again, and then he finished 24th, and starting 4th, that's not what you're looking for Eric Jones, so he flopped it big time. The fades, we got that down good. William Byron started 2nd, and then never saw from him again. Where'd he finish? 16th, so yeah, it was a bad play. Eric Almirola, he's the one who actually caused that wreck on lap 3 to start the race, so he didn't do anything. Michael McDowell, he finished 28th, starting 18th. I thought he was starting too far ahead, and he finished 28th, which he's been doing pretty much all year. So, and then Denny Hamlin, again, he just keeps getting speeding penalties, and I didn't like him over any of the other guys starting up at the top. So, I think we did pretty good this week. If you did good, let me know in the comments, or even if you did bad, you can let me know too. But if you have any questions about anything, you can comment below. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and good luck with baseball tomorrow.